job.
Hello, knock knock, like anybody home?
Name one legal thing you can think of that you were gonna do with a machete.
That's scary.
Hi everyone, my name is Cherie and I am obsessed with true crime. So welcome to True Crimes Anonymous. So today I'm here with my friend Wendy.
Hi, I'm Wendy. So basically I share like things I love on Instagram, including nail arts or makeups or like my lifestyle, anything that I think is interesting. And we met on Instagram as well.
Luckily she's not a serial killer.
Yeah, and we are just like met by
a lot of other people who do nail art, and then we started following each other.
We have a group and we chat a lot. Yeah,
because like not a lot of people in Taiwan are nail artists who are not nail technicians. Yeah, so it's like we just became friends and we're like, let's meet up and let's bet no one's gonna murder anyone. And so we became friends. So not all internet friends are dangerous. I know, like most people who do true crime, right? Like don't meet with people on the internet. But yeah, it turned out okay. Today we're taste testing butter chicken that I made. So we have two because Wendy said she can't eat very spicy food.
Yes.
And I love spicy food. And when I make food that I think is a little bit spicy, my friends die. So here we also have keto naan that I made. It feels soft. So keto stuff usually it's hard to get the bread texture. So you use psyllium husk and xanthan gum, which are basically thickeners, and they also give food this chewy texture. And I have a spoon here because I know people just use naan and grab masala or butter chicken, but I think I'm gonna make a whole mess out of it. So I need to like take a naan and strategically place chicken on my naan. Okay, so let's start eating before we start the story. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. Wardrobe malfunction. Okay, I haven't eaten yet today, so.
Wow. So like, what's in this? Like,
It's some
like
chicken,
except the chicken,
onion,
like onion,
a bunch of spice, and a bunch of spices. So I was telling Wendy earlier today that I needed ground cumin for this recipe. We had some issues with our spices cabinet. I went to get new ones and they only sell like whole cumin seeds at the supermarket. So the day before yesterday, I was just grinding cumin seeds until 4 a.m. to get cumin powder. So this is the work of my labor, my blood and tears and sweat.
In the midnight? 3 a.m.
Oh, it's really good. So I use chicken breast, but I think it's pretty tender. Like it's not dry.
I think this tastes like a little bit of not just bread, potato or something in it.
Coconut flour.
Coconut flour. Oh, okay.
I use real flour. I use coconut flour. It has this kind of sweet smell to it.
Yeah.
Coconut flour it's coconut fruit, and then after it's dried and grinded.
Oh no. Got the food.
I'm in the middle of a video. We're filming. Sorry. I called because I miss him so much. Okay.
But speaking of him, we have him to thank for our improved audio quality. The audio quality of the last video was so absolutely horrendous. God, stop texting me. I did not want to show it to Aries, okay? The moment I saw the results, I was like, he's going to nag me. And he's going to say this, which is true, that people can tolerate bad visual. Like you can watch a video on 360p or 240p, but people do not tolerate bad audio quality, which is true. So I don't want to show him this video. And I was showing him food photos that I took.
Okay.
So he went to my blog and he saw the video. And immediately he calls and he says exactly what I said he was going to say. And this is a mic from Boya, a lapel mic. And he actually gave me one, but it had only one mic attached to it. And he said he did all the research and this is like the best mic you can get for a cheap price. And I bought a lapel mic again from Boya, but with two mics attached. And so yeah, we have him to thank for that. Do you want to try a little bit of this and see if it's super spicy or not?
Really spicy?
I think it's not super spicy, especially with the naan, and now I think it's just a little bit spicy.
The naan can
yeah, take away from the.
Okay, I just try the sauce.
All right,
Is it too much?
just try it.
I think it's okay.
It's okay,
It's not
right?
so spicy.
I didn't make it too spicy.
I'll just eat mine. It's good. It's good. I really love food that contains a lot of spice and smells and like.
Yeah,
I think that's very good.
that's why I love like Indian food. Korean food does not have a lot of spice, but it's very spicy, so I love it too. And Italian food. So today we have 2 short stories, but before we start, I want to ask you, what do you think is the most ridiculous reason to commit a crime? And like a violent crime. So what would be the stupidest reason?
I am not a person like who focus or like get really intrigued or interested by crime story or something, but let me think. Basically, it's money or like he just hate the person or something.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
I think, right, there are things that we say we wouldn't do, but given the right incentive, we might do. So how much money would it take for you to kill someone?
I think I would never like do this kind. Like
5 million?
But
10 million?
But actually, I am not a person really really like take money as a big part of my life.
So you think like if you have enough, that's fine?
Yeah. I don't like really have a lot of desire to make a
lot of money. Yeah, I get that. Like I think that too. But then I also think like I can't predict what I would do if I am in that situation because it's not a real scenario right now, right? So I'm thinking no because it's so gruesome. How would I do it? But if it's right in front of me, it might be different. You don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, because you are never put in that actual situation, so you don't know like what decision you would make.
So today we're going to be talking about 2 violent crimes that were committed for the stupidest possible reasons I could think of. Okay. So since we are both nail artists, right, our first story is going to be about a nail technician. Okay, so I know no one eats things like this, but this is how I'm going to do it. Okay? We're talking about Annie. So first of all, I'm going to say this is a very popular Vietnamese last name, but I can't pronounce it. So today we're talking about Annie Nguyen. Okay, I'm really sorry if I'm butchering her name. Since I can't say Nguyen, we're just going to call her Annie. Annie is a Vietnamese refugee who moved to the US. And she is a single mother of 3 beautiful daughters.
I just realized it's chicken breast, right? It tastes good.
In order to support her family, she is a nail technician. And she owns her own nail salon called Crystal Nails. It's hard raising 3 children alone, so her nail salon is open like 6 days a week and open for like 12 hours a day. And they say that she's just very widely loved in the community because she's really sweet, she cares for other people, and she's very hardworking. On December 29th, 2018, Annie was in her nail salon with her boyfriend, Sonny Chang. So they have been together for a long time to the point that Sonny refers to her as his wife. Everything is going fine. A young girl walks into the store to get her nails done. Around 3:45 p.m., her nails are done. So, of course, you then pay, right? And her bill was $35 US, which is only about like 1,050 NT dollars, which is really cheap for acrylic nails.
I heard like if you get your nails done, it's really cheap in like US or like the Western.
Like compared to what we get in Taiwan, like
you can get over like 2,000.
Yeah, if you do like 1,000 in Taiwan, you get one color and it's probably shitty. Yeah. This girl tries to pay with a credit card, but her credit card was declined. And I'm gonna take this monster bite.
Okay.
It's okay. should just go pantless or something.
Her credit card gets declined. So she tells 51-year-old Annie, like, I'm gonna go back to my car and pay you in cash. Annie was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. But she goes out, and then she starts quickly walking to her Chevy Camaro, and then she just gets into the car, starts the engine, and floors it.
Okay, she just ran away.
Annie runs out, runs after her. She jumps in front of the car to try and stop the girl. And she kept driving, and she ran Annie over, and Sonny said that at this point he wanted to reach for Annie's hand, but he said that he would not be able to pull her out because the person who is in the car, okay, the customer, at this point we don't know who she is yet, kept driving forward, so she was basically being rolled under the wheel. He goes to the back of the car, and then he tries to pull the car from the back to stop it, but obviously that doesn't work, right? Because we are not, I don't know who would be able to do that. Yeah, we're not some Marvel superhero. It doesn't work. I saw the CCTV footage, and Sonny just hung on the back of his car, and then he was like standing on the back of the railing, and then he just got dragged forward as well. And Annie was under the front wheel, and he got dragged for 50 feet through the parking lot until the woman just got away. Annie got sent to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, because this is in Las Vegas. I forgot to say, I'm so sorry. She died from the incident. Police found her cause of death to be like severe blunt force injuries. At the time, police had no idea who this customer was. She used a credit card that got declined, right? So they went through her credit card, but it was a fraudulent credit card. They found the Chevy Camaro that she fled in near an apartment complex that just near the salon. She abandoned the car, and the car was a rental. So they tracked
her car.
Yeah, they tracked down the person who rented the car, but it had nothing to do with the person who rented the car. So they rented a car, and the car got stolen while they were renting it. Yeah, and police looked at CCTV footage, and they actually know who the woman is. They identified her as 21-year-old Crystal Whipple, and the reason why they know her is because in 2017 she was convicted in Las Vegas of attempted possession of a stolen vehicle. So she tried to steal a car. And she got probation for that. So probation basically means like you don't have to go to jail, but you have to follow certain rules. She violated her probation, and she was sentenced to 4 months in jail in early 2018. So she literally just got out, because this happened December 29th, 2018, right? Police released this mugshot of her and asked everyone information of her whereabouts. And in January, Sharon Whipple, which is Crystal Whipple's mother, she actually goes on TV. She does an interview with ABC, and she agreed to talk to the press, and she begged her daughter. She was like, please come back. You can't run, baby. Just come back. I'll get you a lawyer. We'll figure this out. And
so her mother can't even find her.
Yeah, her family just has no idea where she is. During this time, Crystal stole another car from a car rental service and used fake IDs to flee to Boulder City, Nevada. Okay, so it's still in Nevada, but it's another place. And then she drove to Los Angeles, so now she's in California. Okay, so she crossed state lines. This means the FBI can get involved. 2 weeks later, local Crime Stoppers and police located Crystal Whipple in Phoenix, Arizona. So she went to Arizona, and the FBI finally arrested her in Glendale, Arizona, without any incident. She was arrested for murder and burglary. But Crystal was later charged with felony murder, which is murder in the first degree, robbery, burglary, and stealing a vehicle. So this means that if she was convicted, she would face 25 to life, right? Because that's murder in the first degree already, that's 25 to life. That means you get at least 25 years, and you could get up to a life sentence. She initially pleaded not guilty. And her defense was that her lawyer said she just wasn't thinking. Okay, but she said that she was young and she was scared and she wasn't thinking, which I mean, she probably wasn't really thinking, because she killed someone for a $35 manicure. But that doesn't mean she's not guilty. She knows what she was doing. I guess maybe they wanted to go for manslaughter, right? But nobody believes that. Like, she had so many chances to stop. Plus, she fled from like Nevada to California and then to Arizona, and she bleached her hair blonde. So her mugshot, she had brown hair, right? And this is when she was arrested. She obviously was trying to get away with it. Yeah, so in the end, because nobody believed her, okay, everybody can see that this is completely ridiculous, and there were so many protests. A lot of people were really sad about Annie passing away, and they had these gatherings outside of Crystal Nail Salon, which is very ironic because her name is also Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Her grandchildren held up signs that said, "We miss you, Grandma."
Oh.
Yeah, so everyone obviously just really hated this woman. So she pled guilty to second-degree murder, and she was sentenced to 10 to 25 years. So this means that she's going to be in prison for at least 10 years, and then she would be eligible for parole.
Parole?
Yeah. You are released from jail, but you're not really released. You still have to report to a parole officer, and there's certain things you cannot do. This, for me, is definitely one of the most ridiculous reasons, right? $35.
Yeah, like what for?
And if you don't have $35, don't get your nails done.
Yeah.
Why do you need to get your nails done? It's not essential. Do your own nails.
Yeah.
Go to CVS. Buy a bottle of SC nail polish. It's $4.
Yeah, we are blogs. How to paint your nails.
Yeah. Go to my Instagram. Look up how to paint your nails. You can paint it fancy. You can do one color. Yeah, and you can even get gel polish for so cheap now. I don't understand this woman.
Did Crystal like claim anything about her? Like why?
She didn't speak.
Oh.
Like in court. She didn't speak in court. She didn't make a statement. Her cousin said that like Crystal just always was a little bit problematic, and then they said that when they saw it, they were sure that it was her. And
okay.
yeah. Can you imagine if my child kills someone for a $35 manicure? If she gets her nails done and then she doesn't run, even if she gets caught, right? Like she tries to run away, Annie jumps in front of her car, and if she doesn't run Annie over, I don't, because her mother was kind of in Crystal's life and kind of always bailing Crystal out. So I don't even think Annie and Sonny would have called the police. Like they just want to get paid.
Yeah.
So probably if she would call her mom and her mom comes and pay for her, they wouldn't even have alerted the authorities. And even if they did alert the authorities, okay, this is a petty crime, she's not gonna get much. But no, she's like, let me kill someone because I can't pay.
Yeah. I can't like really understand why she like maybe like she just very in a bad condition or something, and she was freaked out and she just was trying to run away as quick as possible, so like she can't even see like there's a people around. There's a person behind in front of her.
No, I saw CCTV footage. Like Annie runs out and then she hits her and then she continues driving. Like I don't know how you can do that to someone. Like I would feel, I would be unable to do it. It's kind of like how they always say like, oh, if someone ever attacks you, poke their eye out. And I always feel like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like even if someone is attacking me, I don't think I can poke their eye out. And Aries told me like, when you are in this situation, you will be able to. And I was like,
I don't want to find out.
I would just be like, and then I lose my upper hand.
It's terrifying.
I can't even like cut open something. I can't even cut open a frog in biology class. Yeah. Did you guys do that?
Oh no.
Dissecting a frog.
When I
get a
grab
whole
a fish, I will like kind of feel uncomfortable like holding it or like cooking with it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like fish is even worse because it's slimy.
Yeah.
Our next taste, it's very, very recent. And it actually just happened like 2 weeks ago. June 5th of this year. We're nail artists, right? We met as nail artists, and one of our friends is a nurse.
Oh yeah.
So she can't really wear nail polish all the time because
she have to work at a hospital.
Patients.
Yeah.
So when you work at a hospital, you might have patients that are allergic to nail polish, and if you have long nails, you might get dirt under your nails. most times can't wear nail polish at all. I know that there are some younger nurses, they like do acrylic nails and they say, oh, because it won't fall off, so it won't danger the patients.
Is it like depends on what like type of department they are in, or like what they do?
Yeah, maybe, but technically you're just not supposed to. Because my dad is a doctor and she's like,
young nurses nowadays, like they get their nails done.
yeah. Hands are, of course, very important to nurses. And today, our story is about a beautiful nurse named Renew Katun. I probably just pronounced that horrendously wrong. So for the purpose of this story, we're gonna call her Ren. This crime is genuinely ludicrous. It's stupid. I hate it so much. It made me so angry. And I really hope, like, I don't like to cover such recent cases because it's like we don't have so much information yet. We don't know the conviction, but it's been 2 weeks and I don't see it on any news outlets other than Indian news outlets.
Oh, so
and I
where
feel
do you
like I found it
On an Indian news outlet.
yeah, I just feel like more people should pay attention to crimes like this. It takes place in West Bengal, West Bengal, India. So it's close to Bangladesh. Like a lot of people might not have heard of West Bengal, but you probably heard of Kolkata. And Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal state. This state is it's like on the far east of India and it's right next to Bangladesh. So their primary language is actually English and Bengal. When Ren was younger, she's still really young actually. She's my age. She's 23. When Ren was little, her father, more names, Azizul Hek. I'm so sorry. I tried to Google it, okay, but then these are not all very popular names. Azizul Hek. So we're gonna call him Aziz because I can say Aziz. Her father, Aziz, worked as a private security guard and he worked very hard so that he could pay for her education, and she has 6 siblings. One of them is her older brother, Ripon Sheikh. Ripon said that ever since Ren was little, all she wanted to do was just to become a nurse. Okay, that's her lifelong dream. And in school, while Ren was still studying, Ren means Sariful Sheikh, who's 3 years older than her, and he goes by the alias Sher Muhammad, so we're just gonna call him Sher. That makes my life a lot easier. So, Sher is 3 years older, and his parents own a small local grocery store.
Okay.
That he is set to take over when his parents pass away. And in 2017, Ren and Sher get married, and they live in Ketugram, which is in East Bardhaman district of West Bengal. Okay, a lot of Indian names.
A place.
Yeah, and she was only 18 at this time. So of course, she continues to pursue her dream of becoming a nurse. And in 2018, she completed her diploma in general nursing and midwifery. So they call it GNM. I was really worried that it's going to taste weird after it gets cold, but I think it's still pretty good.
Yeah. I think it isn't like influenced by the cold, the heat or.
Yeah, usually I like my food to be
Very
hot. She starts training in a private nursing home in Durgapur. She's on track to achieving her dreams, right? So everyone should be really happy for her, right? But no, her husband is super pissed.
Why?
And her in-laws were pissed, and they kept objecting to her being a nurse. They just said that you should quit your job and just stay home. Yeah, so they even told her to quit her current job as a nurse in training, simply because it's like a more patriarchal thing, like because she's the woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Ren, of course, she refuses. This is her dream. So she continued working harder, and earlier this year, 2022, she took a government-conducted GNM examination and she passed. passed. And this means that she was going to be offered a job as a nurse in a government hospital, and she could work while she continues to try furthering her study. As someone with a GNM diploma, if you choose to join the services, you will like these nurses would typically receive 26,000 rupees per month, which is only about 334 US dollars. And it doesn't sound a lot, but it's considered an okay paying job. It's considered a well paying job for Ren because this is not her final job. She's still studying. This is basically the job that she's doing while she continues to study. And I looked it up. In West Bengal, the median of their salary in 2022 is 37,000 rupees. So this means that 50% of people make 37,000 rupees or less, right? So 26,000 is not great, but it's a government job, and a government job is considered a very good job. This was also going to open more doors for her because this is going to allow her to go and have higher studies, and she's going to be, people are more likely to hire her, people are more likely to accept her into their school. She was very excited, and she shared it with everyone, and everyone was happy for her except for her husband and in-laws. They are fucking livid, and they told her that she had to turn down the job and quit her current job and just stay home. Cher, he is unemployed at this point, right? Because his parents are running the grocery store. And he told her,
as a woman, you can't have a better job than I do, because that makes me look bad.
I can understand that if he wants to take over his parents' grocery store, why he can't work at now. Yeah.
Go get a fucking job, Cher. Obviously, Ren is just like the rest of us. She was thinking, what the fuck? So she said no. And she complained to her father about this, and she said she's still gonna take a job. She's not gonna listen to this guy. It's crazy. On June 5th, 2022, right, this is 2 weeks ago, and it was a Sunday. On Sunday morning, while Ren was still sleeping, Cher brought over 2 people who he hired through his cousin. While one of them held Ren's face down with a pillow, Cher cut off Ren's right hand using a machete.
Oh, okay.
So Ren was just in a pool of blood, and Cher rushed her to IQ City Medical College Hospital in Durgapur. He dropped her off, and then he fled. He was afraid that the doctors were going to be able to reattach her hand, so he deliberately hid her hand at home and didn't take it to the hospital. Because if she doesn't have a right hand, she thinks she can't be a nurse.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit. He goes into hiding, and for 2 days, him, his 2 friends, or whatever, accomplices, and his parents were all gone. Nobody could find them, authorities couldn't find them. And doctors had to remove Ren's entire right arm to treat her on June 7th. So before anyone gets arrested, right? Because this 48 hours, they couldn't find anyone. And it's a Tuesday morning. When a nurse went in to give Ren her medication, Ren asked her for pen and paper. She started writing with her left hand. And she started practicing writing, and she said, because if I want to be a nurse, I'm gonna have to learn to work with only my left hand. And
she's still she can't give up.
She's not giving up. And by 12:45 p.m. she was already able to write some words in English and Bengal. So everyone was really impressed. She said that she has to keep doing this because she has plans to do research after she finishes her Master's of Science in Nursing. And she wants to teach young girls how to become nurses. So she needs to make some money while she finishes her studies. She said that this is her dream, and she's not going to let her husband take that away. And her father had worked so hard for her education, and she said, quote, I can't let him down because of my husband's dastardly act. I'm not sure if it's translation or if she actually said, I can't believe that she was still able to call him her husband though.
Oh yeah.
If it were me, I would be like,
that piece of shit.
that's my
It's not even my ex now. Can I get an annulment? Is that, I mean, like, I know it's been a few years, but I didn't know that he was that stupid.
During this time, she also reached out to the West Bengal Commission for Women for help, and then she asked them to help her retain her job. And the chairperson said that she does not know if Ren is going to be able to perform the role of a nurse, but she was going to request the chief minister to consider Ren's case. On the same day, June 7th, Tuesday night, Cher was arrested, finally, while he was hiding in East Birdwin, and he was remanded for 7 days while they continued to look for his 2 accomplices. Police also arrested his parents, his son of a bitch in-laws, and they were remanded for 6 days. So the parents, where did they find them? The parents were found at a bus stop trying to get on a bus to Murshidabad. Murshidabad. Okay, I'm gonna put a map here. This is a map of West Bengal, and then let's zoom in. And this is where they're trying to get to. So it's really far away. It is like on the other side. On June 10th, police arrested Cher's cousin because he helped hire the 2 people, right? As well as the 2 men that Cher hired. So they are respectively Ashraf Ali Sheikh and Habib Sheikh. And guess where they were arrested? Murshidabad, which is where his parents were trying to flee to. So I am convinced that his parents have something to do with it.
Maybe like they already knew, or like this plan and the person, the people.
I would not be surprised if these 2 bozos came up with the idea.
Oh, okay.
I mean, their son probably doesn't even think for himself. They're also remanded for 6 days, and they actually admitted to being the ones who helped Cher, but they said they had no idea that Ren's hand was going to be chopped off. And I'm like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen then? Even if it's not that, you were going there, 3 men, 1 sleeping woman, and a machete. Like, what did you think was going to happen? An anniversary surprise? Like, what else can you do with a machete? Name 1 legal thing you can think of that you were gonna do with a machete. Yeah. And they had a fucking contract, okay? And this gets even better. They had a contract for helping Cher. They were going to get paid. Yeah. So he promised that he was going to pay these men 5,000 rupees. But this fucking idiot can't even pay. He paid them 500 rupees. All over the place.
He's just an unemployed sour ass bitch, okay?
The kicker of this is that the family of the 2 accomplices say that they're not involved, that they're framed.
No.
They admitted to it, okay? These 2 people admitted to it, and their family said,
No, they were framed.
Okay.
Like, Ashraf's mother even provided him with an alibi. She said, it wasn't him, he was home, it can't be him. I'm like, hello, he admitted to it. What are you trying to do now? Commit perjury? I'm not really sure how it works in India, like if that counts as perjury or something, but
Okay.
yeah. And there's literally a contract. There's so much evidence. What are you saying? It said that Cher did this because he was afraid that once Ren gets the government job, she was going to leave him.
Hello, knock knock, like anybody home?
Like, you think this is gonna make her say?
Of course not. Like, makes you in trouble.
Yeah. Authorities said that Ren requested exemplary punishment for Cher and his friends, and she also said that his parents need to be held accountable because they tormented her for her aspirations to be a nurse. And it doesn't really specify like what the parents did because all of the news outlets just wrote tortured. And the one thing that I could find is that in Asian countries and especially in like countries that are still more traditional, they would have dowry. Like when you're getting married, the parents of the daughter would give money to the man's parents. The only thing specific that I could find is that Aziz said that he already gave them a lot of dowry. Like he made a list, I can't remember what it was, but it was quite a substantial amount of dowry. I remember something like 1,000 pieces of gold. And even during this time, that they were married, the in-laws continued to badger Ren, saying that they want and need more dowry. It was the only specific thing I could find, but then they also said that she was tortured for wanting to be a nurse, and we don't know what they specifically mean by torture. Like if they just mean like mentally was really mean to her and stuff like that, maybe it's not illegal, not sure, but they were trying to run away, okay? I do not believe they are not involved in this hand shopping incident.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet, okay? Because they weren't there. But they were trying to flee to a faraway city, so I'm not very convinced of their innocence.
This is just my personal opinion, okay? Personal opinion, do not sue me.
But you just like, you're...
I mean, logically speaking.
Yeah, I'm so sorry and so angry for that girl.
Yeah, Ren's father is pushing for authorities to charge Cher with attempted murder. So the way that the Indian criminal justice system works, I'm actually still not very sure. It seems very, very different from Taiwan or the US. But it's established mainly when they were being colonized by the British Empire. Basically, the victim submits a complaint, which I'm kind of confused. Like, this is for everything, because I would think that a crime like this is like you don't have to press charges in order for this to be taken to court. You know, certain, like at least in Taiwan and in the U.S., right? There are certain crimes that if you report it, and then the police and prosecutor has to press charges, even if you no longer want to press charges.
Yeah. Like, it depends
like fraud, and things like that, and murder. But in India, the victim or the victim's family has to submit a complaint to the police. So basically, it's a written account of what happened and what you are accusing them of. The police would then review it and then arrest the people, okay? And after they are arrested, the suspects are held in police custody while the police continues the investigation. I'm sure they have like enough evidence to arrest, but maybe not enough evidence to press charges yet. Then they can take it to court. Okay, and Ren's father was the one who filed the complaint. And then so he filed the complaint against all 6 of these people who were arrested. On June 15th, these 6 people, they were taken to Katwa court, and the police asked for 7 more days for investigation, but the judge denied it and only gave them 5 more days, which I'm kind of, I don't know why, like it doesn't explain why, but I'm angry, okay? Like maybe they just need more time to gather evidence. Why can't you give them time? We know they did it.
Yeah.
No.
Like what makes the 2 days difference? Right?
Oh. At this point, which was 3 days ago as of today, we're filming this, it's June 18th, okay, so it's a very, very recent case. And the police were trying to recover the phones that they used during and before the crime. And they also confiscated bloody bed sheets, clothes, the weapon, and a Tata Sumo, which is a car. It was said that Cher took the 2 men to his house on a scooter, and then they used the car after the crime to take Ren to the hospital. And some good news, though, on June 11th, so earlier last week, late last week. So on June 11th, the Chief Medical Officer of Health of East Burdwan actually personally delivered an appointment letter to Ren in her hospital bed, and she will be joining the Office of Chief Medical Officer of Health. It's so long. Office of Chief Medical Officer of Health. She was appointed as a staff nurse in East Burdwan District. Let me...
I think I'm getting full.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Not even a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
And the Chief Medical Officer of Health said that Ren can join the forces whenever she is fit and feels comfortable to do so. Because of Ren's condition, they have no idea like how she's going to cope with the work. So basically, they will see how it goes and adjust her mode of working accordingly later on. On June 14th, so this is like a day before they went to court. So this is 4 days ago. Ren recovered well enough to leave the hospital. She was released, and the doctor said that a prosthetic was going to be attached in the following 5 to 6 days. So probably is tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah. Prosthetic. It's like a fake limb. Ripon, remember? Ren's older brother, he said that they are going to continue following up treatment at Burdwan Medical College and Hospital. And once the treatment is complete, then the doctors are going to give Ren like a certificate to prove that she is physically fit, and this would allow her to then join the chief medical officer's office in the office of the chief medical officer of health in East Burdwan.
Okay, just that government place.
Yeah, so that's our story, because that's how much we're updated so far. And this man is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, like I don't know why he thought it was okay and why he thought it was going to work. Is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And it just happened like nowadays. Like this kind of thoughts, or like we're trying to keep women home. Like yeah, that's for what I thought. It's just an ancient time of
exactly. Toxic patriarchy at its worst. And I hate using this phrase because I feel like so many people misuse it on the internet. Yeah, right, to the point that it kind of lost its meaning, and when you say it, you sound like you're being too radical. But this is it, okay? You cannot argue with me on this. Like, if this is not it, I don't know what is. This dumbass chopped off his wife's hand.
Yeah. Also, I'm curious that this kind of thing happens a lot.
Yeah, I really, really wonder if this happens a lot.
Yeah, like the women are treated unfair in some cruel and violent things.
Yeah, I mean, all over the world there is domestic violence, right? Subjected to either men or women, both could be victims. Sometimes I feel like in Taiwan, and then there are just really stupid things happening, and I just feel like it's 2022. But then
what are you thinking?
Yeah, but then when I look at like maybe other countries or certain, and then sometimes I feel like, oh, we are like not that bad compared to other countries. Not that it's enough, but it's like I'm kind of like, okay, at least I'm in Taiwan, at least I'm not in Dubai.
Yeah, of course. I think like in Taiwan we are like, we can do whatever we want, but sometimes
we're gonna get judged.
Yeah, you receive most of the judgments, but it's kind of okay. You can still do what you want. You just ignore them. But like in other countries, maybe you will receive like physical.
Yeah, like we're not gonna be subject to violence, just discrimination. And it says a lot that we're happy about this. Okay, it means that we have a lot to do. We shouldn't be happy about this.
Yeah. Ren, she was just chasing her dream, and she just wanted to do. And her dream is not a.
It's it's a super nice dream. Like she's trying to help people, and then she wants to teach young girls.
It's not a like controversial job or something.
It's not like she's married and she's like, I want to be a stripper. Not like being a stripper is a problem. Like it's fine, but I can understand if like a husband is unhappy about this. Like I would be jealous. I would be really jealous if my partner decides to be a stripper.
Yeah, for sure.
That's our story for today. We still have so much food.
Yeah, we are like, I feel like I've ate a lot, but there still seems like there's a lot left. How much like chicken breast are
600 grams in total.
600 grams.
I usually eat 200 grams of like chicken breast for a meal.
Actually, I didn't like know before this series that you are obsessed with true crime.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm just curious why. Like you got very pissed off by like some of murder and things, and trying to
the
understand.
Psychological aspect. Usually I would get into like the childhood, like in my last episode, right? I would get into the childhood of these criminals and kind of what happened.
Okay.
But today I thought we'd just do something lighter. Not lighter, but let's talk about some stupid people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious like how you started to get into this and why.
In high school I loved thrillers.
Oh, okay.
Right? So thrillers are basically like thriller books. So that's basically like Gone Girl, all of the Gillian Flynn stuff I read before they were even turned into movies. But sometimes it seems so ridiculous. Like, can people really do this in real life? Right? And then I start hearing about some ridiculous cases, and I'm like, why? Or what happened? And then I started looking into it, and I just really like listening to the stories. And it, you know when you're obsessed with true crime, like I'm really, really terrified of having kids. I'm like, what if my kid is a serial killer? And then, you know how a lot of serial killers have head trauma? Like they hit their head while they're kids, and then they get frontal lobe damage and they become serial killers. And then I'm always like, oh my god, what if my kid like bumps into the wall and then like hits their head? Yeah, and then it turns in, and then he has frontal lobe trauma, and then the doctors can't do anything about it, and then he grows up and he's a serial killer. Yeah, so it's just really hard. Or like, what if my kid is just like weird like me, so then my kid gets bullied, but instead of coping with it, he becomes a serial killer.
Like like there's a lot of dark side in the world. So
like there's so many things that could go wrong with a kid, and then I just keep thinking, okay, what if this happens? And then the conclusion is always, and he turns into a serial killer.
Okay, so I'm not going to have a kid.
Yeah, so I'm like, what if? And that's the scariest thing for me. And also I just feel like, oh my god, what if I'm just like not doing anything really out of the ordinary, but then like I accidentally traumatize my kid? Like, what if I'm really careful and attentive, and I spoil my kids, and then they become like this stupid ass fucking share guy? And
it's so hard to raise a kid. But for recent years, I don't really feel much about kids. I just like think kids. But after like, I don't know, like when I started growing older, I always think kids are very cute.
I'm terrified of kids.
Like, but maybe it's because I only saw the angel side of the babies and the kids.
When they cry, I want to cry.
Yeah. I'm subtly hoping that I will have a kid in the future.
Like when I'm thinking, I'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I want a kid. Like, and then you think about the good stuff, and then you're like, okay, but it's not all good stuff. There's a lot of scary stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, especially when in class and I have students that are kids, and sometimes they drive me nuts.
I think like for these two stories are like, we can't understand like why they want to kill people or hurt people by these kind of simple reasons.
It was so easy. It was a problem that could so easily be solved, and then they decided to do something else.
There are so many type of people that we can't understand, and or we just haven't been met yet.
That's it for today's story, and we're gonna continue to finish this butter chicken. It's really good. I highly recommend. I'm gonna link the recipes down below.
Have you posted?
No, I just cooked this morning.
Okay. Did you take any photos?
Yeah, I did. I took videos. I will do recipe videos, and I will do a blog post detailing all of the steps and ingredients.
You like finish all of this in the morning, you cook, you film, you take photos. Wow. Okay.
This naan, I think, was a success. I haven't had a lot of success with keto bread, but this is delicious. This is fluffy. Eat it while it's hot. There's going to be more air trapped in between, because now that it's cold, it's gotten a little bit flat, but and because it's coconut flour, so the coconut flavor goes really, really well with Indian food. And I think it would go well with Thai curry as well.
Yeah. I do think this is very good. It's like just like bread. It's fluffy.
Yeah, it's just not as pretty. Because my oven, it kind of works better when I use just one layer of it. Yeah, but because naan, they should not be overlapped when you're baking them, so I had to use 2 layers. And when you do 2 layers, the broiling just doesn't happen very well. So I had to later on remove them and then broil them separately, but then that was a little bit too late.
Okay.
Yeah, but then one side is really pretty. The other side is just the brown.
It's okay.
Yeah, Yeah, but it tastes good. So I'll link the recipe down below. And make sure you check out the blog post as well, because videos sometimes really hard to make, and sometimes when you're adjusting the baking time, you just don't get it on camera. So make sure you check out them both, and we will see you guys next time with another true crime.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.